that point in the story, the king is a hubristic, wise fool, sophomore, bundle of contradictions, sharp as a tack, but utterly in the dark. So, begins to come out that Oedipus may have killed the king before him. Only later, however, in the next deeper circle of the hell that is this play, does Oedipus begin to learn that he not only may be a murderer and a regicide, but indeed a parricide, one who has killed his own father, and may indeed have begotten children with his mother, who is his queen. And when the full horror of that dawns on him, he blinds himself, doesn't murder himself, but blinds himself using the golden brooches which held together the robes of Jocasta, his queen wife and mother, plunging them into his eyes and destroying his eyes with those same instruments which had prevented the sight of the nakedness which he wished to eradicate. The sight he wished to eradicate with that self-punishment. He's talking to Jocasta in this scene, and they're working out the implications of the first few revelations on the path to the full disclosure of the truth. But he will come, and I hope I may be worthy, O my lord, to learn what thoughts you bear so heavily, and that hope shall not be slighted. I am so far gone, to whom can I speak but you, as I move into a fate like mine? Polybus of Corinth was my father, and my mother, Merope the Dorian. I was held to be the greatest man of all that city until something happened worthy of amazement, but not of all the tears I gave it. Once, at supper, a man who had drunk too much wine called me the counterfeit son of my father. And being burdened with that, I could scarcely restrain myself all day. And next day I confronted both my parents with close questions, and they were furious at him for his reproach, the one who threw those words at me. As for their explanation, I was so far satisfied, but the thing still gnawed at me, for the rumor of it spread. So, all in secret from my mother and my father, I made a journey into Delphi, and Apollo, not honoring the questions I had come to ask, revealed to me the abject misery and terror of his word, that I must be coupled with my mother and show to mankind children that they find unbearable to look upon, and become the killer of my father who begat me. And hearing this, by the distant stars I gauged my way to flee the land of Corinth, and seek exile in some place where I might never see fulfillment of those miserable portents. And traveling, I came to those same regions where you say, this king was killed. And to you, woman, I will explain the truth. I was walking near the triple crossroads, and there came a herald and a man in a wagon drawn by colts of the sort you spoke of, coming toward me from the opposite direction. The driver and the old man himself were bent on throwing me from the road by force, and they would have swore at me that I must stand aside. The driver, I struck him in a rage. And when the old man saw me, he watched for me walking close to his chariot and beat me on the middle of my head with the sharpened rod they used to goad the horses. I paid him back in more than equal measure. With a quick jab from this hand, he was pitched down from the middle of the car. And I killed them all. But if this man were related in some way to Laius, then who is now more wretched than me? And what man more despised by spirits, whom no town, no stranger may receive, nor can any even talk to him, but they must drive him from their houses. And it was none but I myself who set this curse in place, to fall upon my head. I defile the dead man's bed with these hands by which he died. Am I not evil? Am I not utterly unclean? Now must I be banished. And when I go, I may not see my family, nor set my foot into my country, lest I be bound into a marriage with my mother, and kill my father Polybus, who begat me and raised me. And wouldn't one be right to judge that all this came upon me from a spirit cruel and beyond the things of man? Do not, you sovereign holy gods. Let me see this day, but let me rather vanish from the mortal world before a stain like this pollutes my life. He's in dire straits.